Well, hello, and welcome once again, and welcome, finally, to Dark Souls Remastered, here on the backlog. I'm excited to be here. I'm a little bit sad that we're coming to the end of the game, but before we end the game, there's a couple of things that need to be finished. A couple of loose threads that need to be cut off. And then some explanation. A little bit of lore explanation for why I choose the ending of the game that I choose. But first, we must equip a new ring. Or rather, a very old ring. A very simple ring. The Dark Moon Seance Ring. It grants additional slots, but more importantly to our purpose, it grants access to here. You see...
Halt! This is the tomb of the great Lord Gwyn. Tarnished it shall not be by the feet of men. If thou art a true disciple of the Dark Sun, cast aside thine ire. Hear the voice of myself, Gwyndolin, and kneel before me.
We have a choice. We can honor the gods of Anor Londo, or, as I choose now to do, we can desecrate the lords of this land.
What foolishness! Why trespasseth upon the great Lord's tomb, whilst thou art a disciple of the Dark Sun? Mark the words of myself, Gwyndolin. Thou shalt not go unpunished.
Just a real good intro. Hey, buddy. Oh, where'd you go? No, he's trying to eat. Fair enough. Oh, that can go right through. Good to know. Can these go right through? They cannot. Oh, but there's multiple of them. All right. Oh, okay, that's the spear again. Dodge the spear, hide from the blast. Oh, and he doubled up the spear in the oh, you're a turkey. Okay. All right, what do you got? Okay, let's try our own little bit of magicalness. Ow. Oh, okay, no. Yeah, he's just gonna keep eating. Oh, okay. No, I saw it coming. A little too late, though. He's got two of them, and then a third one. Ow. This may take a couple of runs. That's okay. Unlike the lords of Anor Londo, I've got all the time in the world. Okay, that's not working. May have to go with a different strategy. Oh, come on. Don't just ignore that. If I could target that easier. I may have to take him out with a bow. Oh! No! Hold on. I'm gonna die before I get to the bow, aren't I? Yep, gonna die before I get to the bow. There we go. Compound bow. Stop it. Oh, you figured out that's your best move, huh? Just gonna spam it? I appreciate that tactic. At least you're honest with yourself. Okay. Oh. Yeah, this might not work. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Oh, I don't have any arrows equipped. Run. Okay, good. Ow. Ow. Okay. Oh, this is gonna take a little bit of trial and error. Oh man. So hard to aim. Oh, I have a ring that makes these shoot faster, don't I? Yeah, I do. Or farther, at least. Still not exceedingly successful. This may not be the play, though. Oh, there we go. Get him. Okay, that's the way. There it is. Get him. Yeah, okay. Oh, look. There's my souls. Oh, hide. Get him. Get him. Okay, one more of those ought to do him. Ow. Here we go.
Oh, heretic, swathed in dark, an eternal curse upon thee.
There are only a few more things left to do. But first, and arguably most important, is to come loot this room. Because previously it was inaccessible. But inaccessible and familiar looking. Sunlight blade. That will be important. And the brass set. Now, one more. Nothing in that one. What I'm about to do, what choices I'm about to make, require a bit of explanation. But for that explanation, we need to go back to the beginning. The story of Dark Souls begins in the forever ago age where only arch trees and dragons reigned over the world. A world without time, without heat, without light, but also without shadow, or disparity, or death. All was the same, unchanging, and eternal. No one quite knows what the Lord's souls are, or how they were found, only that once they were discovered, the world first knew disparity. Using the power of the Lord's souls, Gwyn, the witch, and Nido began their rise to power, to overthrow the changeless, ageless, undying dragons and rule the world above as lords. They called themselves gods, but I'll not, for you see, I know how their story ended. No, it didn't end here in Anor Londo, with them ruling over a prosperous land in sunlight and splendor for all time. For even now, here, in this beautiful land where the lords reign in splendor and beauty, where the opulence of the Age of Fire has not waned. No, the end of the Lord's story began long, long ago. You see, the tragedy of the Lords is that fires eventually consume their fuel and go out, leaving only embers and ash in their place. And so it was with the Age of Fire. That great first flame began to dim, and the Lords of Fire grew afraid. The Witch of Izalith, in her panic, attempted to create a new flame to power their rule, and some would say she was successful. But the flame that she created was chaotic, and Gwyn feared it. And eventually he waged war against Izalith. It consumed the witch, her daughters, and Izalith was lost. Nido saw the end of the fire coming and resigned himself to it, hiding in his catacombs, awaiting the coming age of darkness. But Gwyn was not content to fade. He had ruled as a god over an entire age. He had conquered the indomitable dragons. He had built great Anor Londo, and yet, now, here, the gods of Anor Londo are gone. Only faded illusions, pretending nothing is wrong.
How dare you produce a blade upon a deity? How did you ever get this far? I shall end your suffering here and now. It is the least that I can do. But how? This man is a threat. Master Gwendolyn.
Is it? Very well, then.
No, they were no gods, but they ruled for uncounted years over men and the corpses of the dragons their kingdom was built upon. For you must remember and understand, another great soul was found in that long, long ago. A soul not of light and fire, but of dark. In the unchanging forever ago, a simple figure named the Furtive Pygmy found the dark soul, and rather than let it drive him to conquer, he split that dark soul over and over. For while the fire reigned, the dark could not take its place. But as the fire faded, the dark grew. From that splitting, the race of men rose, and fearing the rise of the dark, Gwen used the race of men to fight for him, to serve him, and to die for him. Men were his cannon fodder in the war against the dragons. Men were the knights Gwen used to reign over his lands and invade Izalith, purge the chaos, and seal the abyss wherever it appeared. And men were the subjects bent under his heel. The greatest tyranny of Gwen was yet to come. You see, after defeating the dragons, Gwen awarded Seath, that turncoat, with a portion of his own Lord Soul, which gave him the time and power to discover the key to his own immortality. Though at the cost of countless human lives, sacrificed as test subjects, Gwen also gave portions of his Lord Soul to the Lords of Men, ostensibly as a reward for their service. Yet as time ran on, it becomes apparent that this last gift was truly a curse. For as mankind indulged and enjoyed in the light, they forgot their true nature. They forgot their history. They forgot that the flame and light they indulged in were truly diametrically opposed to the dark that lifted them up from the everlasting endless still hollows. The race of man forgot their destiny was not in the light, but in the dark. Yet all the while, one generation of men sired the next, and as the dark soul split over and over, it grew. As the dark grew, the light began to fade. Then Gwen could see the diminution of their powers, and knew he must do something. And so he branded the pygmy lords with a dark sign, and eventually linked the fire to his own lord soul. And it is mainly here that we must delve into supposition, for lords are unlikely to write in their own histories their own sins. It would seem that Gwen discovered how to feed the fire with lord souls, but not just his own, any of the lord souls, even the dark soul. The undead curse, then, could have been an artifice of Gwen's own making, to not only control the dark soul by binding it in the hearts of men shackled with light, but then force those men to burn humanities and bone fires continually, lest they lose their humanity, lest they hollow, lest they lose the fire that they've grown so dependent upon. Yet, as we've said, man's true nature is not this light, but dark itself. How cruel, then, that Gwen should not only delay man's rise, but do so by making man himself the agent of his treachery. As Gwen's last act, he linked his own lord soul to the first flame to ensure it could burn a bit longer. He spread around the tale that one day a chosen undead would come, gather up what fragments of lord souls he could find, and link the fire once more, extending the age of lords further at the cost of his own soul. This ending seems so right, so heroic, so just, but only because we've heard it repeated so often. In the asylum, from Frown, from Guinevere, the story rings forth like the tolling of a bell. Yet to my ear, it rings hollow. So now, I, the chosen undead, cast off my assigned role as savior of the Age of Fire and assume my true place as Lord of the Age of Dark.
Gwen, usurper and tyrant, I call you to account for your crimes. Your crimes not just against mankind, but against time itself. Your crimes against nature. Against the dragons, and against my people. I cast your own lightning in your teeth. For indeed, I gained this ability from your son whom you cast out, who you despised, for not obeying you.
bless thy safe return. Let Calf and Frout serve your highness. We are here to serve your highness. True dark be cast upon the world. Our world hath returned.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your